WVTC Radio Detroit. You can find us on Facebook, YouTube, our website, www.wvtcradio.com, or download our WVTC app from the Play Store for Android users and the App Store for iPhone users.
Tuned to the Ron Todd Show with your host, Ron Todd, for the latest in gospel music and good talk on one of the fastest growing internet gospel stations, WVTC Detroit. Ron can be heard each Tuesday from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Set your reminders and tell your friends. Ron's back on the air and it's fire. You can reach out to Ron on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Let's enjoy the Ron Todd Show. With all my mind, with all my mind, with all my mind, with all my mind. I came to glorify you. I came to magnify. I came to bless your name. I came to bless your name and give you praise. Ready? Pump your fist like this. Woo! With all my might, with all my might, yeah. I came to lift up my hand. I wanna praise you, I came to glorify you, magnify you. With all my might, with all my might, yeah. I came to praise him. Hey guys, I know you've been looking for me, and here I is. Now, what's going on, everybody? I'm Ron Todd, and welcome to the Ron Todd Show. I am super excited to be here with you today because we have an amazing show for you. So this is what I need you to do. I need you to get on the phone and call everybody you know and tell them, listen, Ron Todd is on. You never know what may come out of his mouth, so you want to make sure that you click on, you tune in, just like I did, all right? And listen, tweet, Instagram, Facebook, whatever you got to do, tell them to make sure that they get on and check us out because we have a great show for you. All right? So, first of all, let me tell you about my weekend. I had an amazing weekend last week. Of course,
I'll tell you about some things that I'm doing, but I want to shout out my mom because on Sunday I was with her in her appreciation service. And the reason why this was so amazing, my mother has been in ministry for 31 years, and this was the very first time that she's ever had an appreciation service. So I want to shout out to her grace, the Bishop, Dr. Celestine Todd, and we had an amazing time. The services were held at Ground. Blessed Ground in Detroit, Michigan, and there was a lot of amazing guests and a lot of bishops and pastors that came to celebrate with her, and I'm so thankful for everybody that came and helped us celebrate. And I want to shout out to the famous Peggy James, who sang us absolutely crazy, as well as my uncle Wayne Todd and his group, the Men Who Will, who were also absolutely amazing, and Bishop Shouse all the way from Columbus, Ohio, that came and ministered absolutely phenomenally. Thank you for everybody who played a part in celebrating my mother and her 31 years in ministry. All right, so it is time for one of my favorite segments in the show, and it's called talk about a new suit for Easter. That's right. I'm super excited. I have a brand new production and it is going to be phenomenal. I'm so excited. We're rehearsing and we got some amazing actors, some great talent this go round. And so I've even got some surprises that are happening just recently been added to the show. So somebody said, well, when is the show? So glad you asked. April 11th. There are two shows. One show is at 3 p.m. The other show is at 7 p.m. Everything's taking place at Conqueror's Church, 31542 Gratiot in Roseville, Michigan, 48066 is the zip code. Tickets are available now. You can inbox me on any of my platforms. Facebook is just Ron Todd. Instagram is Ron Todd, the number 4 in Rio. Or Twitter at Pastor Ron Todd. Inbox me and I will get you tickets. Or you can go right to conquerorschurch.org. Again, that's CONQUERORSCHURCH. Conquerorschurch.org, O-R-G. You can go right there and get your tickets. I would love to see your face in the place. All right, moving along. Also, of course, we know on yesterday there was a huge memorial service for Kobe Bryant and his daughter Gigi. And this was one of the biggest memorial services that we've ever seen in our country. And first of all, I just want to shout out to his family and let them know that they are in my personal daily prayers. As a girl father, I can only imagine what it would be like to lose a daughter and then for Vanessa to lose a husband. So our prayers are certainly with her during this time of loss and transition and so many things. And I can only imagine to have a husband of that status. And then to lose him and a daughter, and to not only have to deal with the tragedy, but to have to deal with so many people reaching out. Because I know when I've dealt with loss and tragedy and things like that, sometimes you get to a point where you almost want to be left alone, just you and the Lord, and let Him kind of talk to you. And I understand that she has to deal with a lot from the public, so we're definitely praying for her. But what a phenomenal memorial service it was, and it was interesting because I clicked on to the memorial service that was held there in LA, and I just smiled at the camera as I was watching, because I said to myself, who more befitting to kick off this memorial service than the Queen herself, Miss Beyonce. Beyonce Knowles Carter. I said, oh my goodness, this woman, as usual, it's Queen Bee. What can we say? She's on a plateau all by herself, and she did what she does best. And I mean, I thought it was really awesome that she sang XO and Halo, which were two of his favorite songs, and so I thought that was really awesome, and just such a powerful and emotional delivery. You can tell that she was really connected with the family, and so again, who else? Who else could do it but Beyonce? So I thought that was really awesome that they pulled all. I looked out in the audience. We saw Jennifer Lopez, of course. We heard from Michael Jordan, and we saw Jennifer Hudson, Alicia Keys, and so I mean, it was an A-list star-studded event, and so I'm so glad that we showed up to support Vanessa and the family. I thought that was absolutely amazing, and so we're continuing to pray for them. It's going to be a long transitional period. I'm sure this may be something that she never gets over, but I believe that time will help her to heal and cope the best that she possibly can. All right, so that's going to do it for the tea today. It's time for us to take a little praise break after that. So here is yours truly with My Praise is My Weapon. We'll be back.
Satan, we're gonna tear your kingdom down. 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 I will lift my hands. I will do my dance. I will leave for joy. 'Cause my praise is my weapon. Oh Lord, yeah. Satan, we're gonna tear your kingdom down. Satan, we're gonna tear your kingdom down. Satan, we're gonna tear your kingdom down. Oh, Satan, we're gonna tear your kingdom down, down, down. I will lift my hands. I will do my dance. Oh, I will live for joy. 'Cause my praise. Yes, it is. Oh, Lord. Every time I lift my hands, every time I do my dance, my praise will bring me out. My praise gives me the victory. My praise activates my faith. When I lift my hands, God sees me. When I open my mouth, God looks to me. 'Cause my praise, my praise, oh, my praise, ooh, my praise is my weapon.
All right, guys, we are back right here on the Ron Todd Show. All right, guys, so we know that we are approaching March. So March is just next week, and we are all super excited about it because what does that let us know? That lets us know that spring is on the way. I don't care if the hawks are a shadow or what, spring is coming. I believe that this weather going to get better for us here in the north. But speaking of spring, we have to talk about spring fashion. Got to talk about spring fashion because that's just what we do. All right. So, as I was doing my research now, there are a lot of classic things that are coming back for this spring in the fashion world. But first, let's talk about colors. So this year for colors, Flame Scarlet. I want you to do some research. Google what Kevin Hart said. Google that. I want you to Google that. Flame Scarlet. All right. Then they saffron. That's Saffron. Saffron is in style. Classic blue. All right, I like blue. Classic blue. Biscay green. That's Biscay. Biscay green. Then chive. Chive is in style this spring. Faded denim. It seems like faded denim come back every season. Good Lord. I'm so tired of this faded denim. I don't know what to do. Right. Some of y'all done had the same denim pants since the 80s and they just faded. And so they work. Okay. All right. Orange peel. Orange peel is in style. And mosaic blue. Mosaic blue. So when you guys are Googling, I want you to make sure that you get, so flame scarlet, saffron, classic blue. So make sure you put classic blue, mosaic blue, faded denim, chive, biscay. Does anybody know what color is chive? Is that green? Okay.
And
The mosaic blue. Now, what kind of blue is that? If you're watching, you can write a comment too. So biscay is almost,
that's chive.
so chive is a little darker than a lime. Almost like a chive you put on a baked potato.
And this is almost a teal biscuit.
Okay, so the biscay is like a teal. Okay,
A
guys.
little greener.
Yep. Hey, and by the way, I want to say hello to a few people. Hello, Kyle. Hello, Rhonda. I see you, Rhonda, in Alabama.
All right.
My Sheila, I see you, Sheila Finn. I see my mother. Hello, mother. Thank you guys so much for watching. So these are the colors for the season. So now let's talk about what is supposed to be hot this spring for you ladies. All right, ladies, y'all ready? Here we go. So hot pants. Uh-oh, Lord have mercy.
Oh, Lord.
Hot pants is back, ladies. So this is the thing. Just because they make the hot pants, everybody can't wear hot pants. All right? So this is just what's in season this spring. Hot pants, all right? Next, crochet is back in. Crochet. Knit, if you will. So knit dresses, knit skirts is back in style. Actual knit is back in style this spring. So, if you know somebody that knits dresses or skirts, tell them to go ahead and whip you up some because you're going to be in style. Hey, Sharita. All right. Also, here we go. Feathers are back, y'all. Now, listen, they might be all over your car. You might leave a mess everywhere you go. They're going to know you was there because you're going to leave a trail of feathers. But feathers are in style. So go ahead and get you some feathers. Also, ladies, what's in style are vests. Vests are back in style for ladies. So your fashion vest. So you may wear a vest with your skirt. And it's a business casual look. So vests are back in style this spring for ladies. All right. So ladies, I'm curious to see what you think about these new styles that are coming about for spring 2020. So again, the hot pants are back in style. And remember, we gave you the directive, all right? So the hot pants out for everybody. Now, you know if you hot pants material, all right? All right, don't forget. Oh, and then the tiered ruffle skirt is in style. Tiered ruffle skirt. It's in style this spring, so, yeah. Then your feathers. Get your feathers. Feathers are back in style, and you're going to be dropping them everywhere, but just put it on. All right? All right, let's go over to the men. Men, y'all ready? Here we go. This is what's in style for the men. Floral print single-breasted blazers. Floral print single-breasted blazers. So that's one button. They're in style. All right, for the men. Also, African fashion is in style for men. And I feel like the African fashion has been in style for a little while now. But I've been seeing some really, really neat fashion, with the African patterns. So if you guys have been seeing some neat stuff too, I would love to hear from you here. Go ahead and drop a comment. Also, Denim overalls are in style. The overalls are back. Just when you thought we was done with the overalls, we back. So guys, we just gotta get used to. You go to the bathroom now, you can just. No, you're gonna have to, unhook and just, unhook and. Whoop. Well, that's the overalls. You know. So, overalls. You unbuckle them and the thing come down. All right, but it's all one piece. It's all one piece. Right, it's a onesie. A denim onesie. It's in style. I went to the table. All right. Double-breasted vests are in style. Hello, Leroy White. So double-breasted vests are the vests that have the buttons down this way, buttons down this way, and then it come across like a double-breasted suit jacket. But the vests are in style. And see, really, if you get frugal, or if you can go to the secondhand store and probably find one from 1970 that'll look real good today. I'm telling you, it just comes back in style. Now and a lot of people do that, and that's something I've done before too. You go to the secondhand store and you can really put some stuff together. You just have to look out, for piss stains and things like that. Sometimes they put stuff on the rack that's inappropriate, so you just have to be careful with that. But and there's certain things you don't get from the secondhand store. If you're gonna go, you don't get unmentionables. I don't want nobody else's drawers. When I get drawers, I want them to be right out the pack. You see what I'm saying? I don't want nobody else that had their fanny in. All right. So you want to make sure, when you get those secondhand things, it's certain stuff that the dry cleaners can't get out. All right. So that's what the fashion is for this year. So also we want to talk about some fashion do's and don'ts. All right. So let's get into it. So first of all, we want to talk about the ladies. You sometimes have a difficult time, we find, with accessorizing. So we want to talk about proper accessorizing, not just for the spring, but period. All right. So what does that mean? So if you're wearing a sequence top or a really busy top, you don't need a busy necklace. All right. Quite frankly, you don't need a necklace at all. If you're wearing one of those dresses that ties a bow at the top, you don't wear a necklace with the bow, all right? Or if you're wearing a top and your scarf is your piece, a brooch is appropriate, but a necklace is not. If your scarf becomes your accessory. So why would you need a scarf, a brooch, and a necklace? Too much going on. Or if you're going to wear a chunky necklace, y'all wear that costume jewelry. If you're going to wear a chunky necklace, why would you need chandelier earrings? And then you got on a chunky necklace, chandelier earrings, and bangles of both arms. Too much. Just have a signature piece. Or if you're going to have on a busy necklace and you got to have on just studs, put on a small earring. Speaking of that, if you're singing in the choir and the choir give you a uniform, stick to the uniform or you're going to be sat down, point blank and a period. So if you're singing in the choir, I don't care if they say you can wear modest jewelry. You don't sing in the choir with chandelier earrings, all right? That go for the guys too. If you singing in the choir and the dress code is a black suit and a black tie, you don't put on whatever color handkerchief you want to put on. You don't put on a lapel brooch. You don't put on a pink flower because you want to stand out. No, you don't stand out in the choir. Ladies, we got to talk. So if they tell you we go wear pearls, all right, you don't do Barbara Bush, okay? Listen, this is not the time for you to show everybody how many sets of pearls you can get on one string. Okay? When they say pearls, that means one string of pearls. And they shouldn't be so long that when you rocking, they just swinging like a windshield wiper. If you got on your pearls, it shouldn't be so many of them that, they picking up the rattling in the mic. You rocking and they... Because there's so many pearls. Come on. It's got to be a uniform. then your earrings shouldn't be no bigger than a dime. You know, you coming in there with them big old earrings, your whole lobe is hanging down to your shoulders. You know, not only that, pantyhose. You know, ladies, you don't come in there with no nets. Why would you singing with a choir? Why you got on fishnets with ponies on them? What's going on? No, you just wear some basic hose. Some basic hose. That's all you doing. Same for the guys, you know. You keep it real simple with your socks. You know, if you're gonna have on short pants, you know, or with your shoes. If it's a black shoe, it's a black shoe. It's not a black shoe with spikes, you know, or it's not a black shoe with 3 white stripes on it. No, it's a basic black shoe. Continuous black. Black on black on black. That's what it is. You know. And then you upset because if somebody pull your coattail and tell you got to go sit down, then there's a problem. All right? So I'm just trying to give you some constructive criticism on how to dress in a group setting. All right? So now let's talk about some tips. Miss Sheila said, that's right. Follow the rules, people. That's right. Come on. You better follow them rules now. Stay with me and I will bless you. So, okay. Now let's talk about some more individual things. Some things. So ladies, here's some things that can help you, because some people say, well, I don't know how to put stuff together. Sometimes you have it in your closet. So that's just like if you have a plain black dress. Most ladies, you have a plain black dress. What can you do with that? You can do something to make that plain black dress pop. That can be a nice long draping necklace. All right. That can be maybe adding a fashion belt to it. But let me put a pin right there. Everybody can't wear a fashion belt. You know, and then I know some of you try to camouflage it because your stomach's so big, you got it all the way up to your breasts. You know, the belt should not be up here at your breasts. All right? The belt goes here. All right? But a lot of times you try to camouflage your stomach, so you got the belt up here at your breasts. Now, that's not appropriate. Everybody can't wear a fashion belt. All right? And then if you're wearing, you know, sometimes you want to wear the straight black dress or the bodycon. You know, when Dr. Tony Booker was here, she was talking about how she likes to wear the bodycon dresses. So, you know, women, if you're going to do the bodycon in the house of God, all right, you know, we just got to make sure if you got on the bodycon like Dr. Tony Booker say, then make sure you have on the right undergarments. Some of you, you know, if you're heavily busted, go to Catherine's and get sized, because your stuff, you know, because your stuff looks lopsided, because, you know, the bra doesn't fit, or whatever the store is you go to. Or, you know, you got to go put on the proper garments. You know, you shouldn't be hanging down to the floor and you got on a bodycon dress, all right? Make sure you got all your wires, all right? So, you just got to be proper. Same thing with men. Men, you know, if you know you well endowed like myself, you have to strap that thing up. You hear me? You know, when you know that God has blessed you in certain areas, you know, you can't just have stuff swinging and hanging, all right? So we have to put on very good underwear, very, very good underwear that's going to hold things into place, all right? You don't want to have stuff where you're going to be hanging free, because it becomes a distraction when you're ministering, all right? So when I'm up ministering and the Spirit hit me and I'm jumping around, I don't want everything to be jumping with me, all right? So we have to strap those things down. And we know how to do that, men, you know. So, and then we also know when we built up, men, we can be built up too. So when we built up, you have to put on a jacket, all right? And you make sure that your jacket covers, all right? I'm just trying to help everybody today. Bishop, my mother said, amen. You know, when you know that you endow men, we cover ourselves. We wear jackets too. We cover our backside. You know, and y'all stop getting those short jackets so when you direct and they come up just high enough so your fanny's showing and all that old kind of foolishness. Cover yourself, okay? We got to be appropriate, you know, in the house of God. We're going to take a break. Here is the Gospel Music Workshop of America. Let's do all is well. It's well. It's well in my soul, because y'all going to get this thing together. We going to stop coming looking any old kind of way. Stuff hanging, shaking, and jiggling. We'll be back.
Do everything
All right, guys, we're back right here on the Ron Todd Show. That was the Gospel Music Workshop of America Detroit chapter with All Is Well. If you have not gotten that CD yet, what's wrong with you? Go get that project. And listen, it's everywhere. You can buy music online. You want to make sure that you get it. And it's this little boy who sing number 3. He all right. Okay. All right, here we go. Time for my favorite time of the day. And I'm so sad that my Penny is not here. We love Penny. And this is 2 weeks in a row. Now get it together. Huh? Yeah, mate? Nah. Penny's under the weather today, but she will be back with us next week. But here is our first question.
Hey, Ryan, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
I'm co-signed for my daughter to get her a new car, and it's the first month, and she's already asking me to pay for her car note. Do you think I should do it?
Okay. So just in case, because he was a little low, he said that he co-signed for his daughter a car. Not unheard of for a father to do that. And this is the first month that the car note is due, and she's already asking him to pay the car note. So let me respond by saying this. Understand that when a person asks you to co-sign, there's chances that they already have issues making payments or issues in general that they need a co-signer. But maybe it's, maybe she doesn't have a lot of credit and that's why she needs a co-signer. I don't want to prejudge. However, but there's a great chance that she don't pay her bills. So understand that when you're going to co-sign. But now what I would do is when she would ask me to pay her first bill, I would say heavens no. And then I would tell her to either A, go ask somebody else for it, or B, run them keys. And I guarantee you, between asking somebody else and or running them keys, her gonna find that money. All right? Now, let's say she's, one of those. Okay? Then she don't give you the keys and or she don't find somebody to pay it. Then I would pay it and then I would go get them keys. She can't hide. You know where she lives. You know where she at. All right? Allegedly, I don't know where she lives. Maybe she lives with you. Maybe she lives at her home. But that is my suggestion. I would tell her, no, I'm sorry, I can't. I don't have it. And that's not a lie because you don't have the extra to pay it. Clearly, you asked me. So tell her you don't have it to pay. And tell her, since she already is showing you that she can't pay it, then she needs to run those good keys and or she needs to find somebody else to pay it, and she needs to let you know timely. So I would check in with her before it would hit your credit and make sure that it's been paid. And if it hasn't, I would go get the keys and I would pay it. But I guarantee you, when she realizes that she doesn't have that pretty new car anymore because you confiscated it, she will figure out a way to pay it. But then my thing is, if you co-sign for her to get this new car and she has it, you would think that she's working or she has some sort of income coming in to where she would be able to pay the car note. Because you wouldn't dare co-sign for somebody who ain't got a job, would you? Okay. God forbid. So, hey, so if she does have a job, let me say this too. When people ask me for money, I feel like I have the right to ask them questions.
Yeah.
I feel like I have a right. It's just like, my oldest daughter's 15 years old, and if she says, Dad, can I have $50? Well, for what? Because I want to go to the movies. Well, a movie costs $10, so what's the rest for? Well, I want to get some popcorn. Okay, so let me calculate that. Okay, so you should need $30. Well, no, because I want extra butter. But I ask questions, all right? So that's the thing. So I would ask her, well, dear, sweet pea, pumpkin breath, whatever you call her, why don't you have the money to pay your car note? I mean, you just got the car and you have an income, we're guessing. So what happened? And then I would listen to her excuse. And if it's because she went on a shopping spree on Michigan Avenue, then I would still confiscate the car for a while, especially if you could afford to pay that note. I would let it sit in my driveway and start it up every other day just to make sure it run. But I would not let her keep it because apparently she's taking your kindness for weakness. And so what it sounds like to me, because I'm going to be honest with you, if it were me and I asked somebody to co-sign for a car, I wouldn't dare, even if I needed them to pay that first note, I would ask everybody else before I asked them because I wouldn't even want them to know. But I think there's a bigger issue here. I think Daddy has been a little too nice for too long, and she knows that you're just going to pay it. And clearly you're contemplating paying it because you're asking me this question. Because I'm going to be honest with you. If I were the daddy, if I were the father Maury, I wouldn't have to call nobody and ask him that question because I would be over there running them keys or telling her to figure out how to pay it. So, I hope this really helped you, and God bless you in, all your endeavors. Okay, next question. Ask him, a question like that.
Hey, Ron. This is Desmond, and I have a question for you. So me and my wife, we've been together for a few years now, and, things are going good. There is ideally just one problem that I'm experiencing. And I understand women have that time of the month. It's natural. I get it. However, this was something I didn't know before marriage. Ron, I'm waking up to little presents sometimes in the bed. Sometimes I'm waking up to little presents in the trash. Sometimes I'm even waking or seeing little presents on the toilet seat. Now, Ron, like I said, I understand this is natural and this is going to be something I have to deal with, but what should I do?
I feel like I've had a similar question like this before, and I really wish Penny was here because she could handle this thing. You hear me? Listen, I grew up in the home. Well, it was me and my sister Christina for the majority of the time. I have younger siblings now that are younger, but my mother, I remember her teaching my sister, when that was beginning to happen, the proper way in which you dispose of, a sanitary napkin or something of that nature. Certainly you don't flush it down the toilet, or we'll be calling someone with a snake. But, and then how it was just never okay for it to even be noticed that it was even happening. I never knew when my sister was on her cycle unless, she told me I'm not feeling well and, I'm taking a Motrin. Other than that, I didn't know because I didn't see it. But that's what my mother taught her. So I say that to say, I guess it's a shame that so many women aren't taught how to care for themselves when they're having their time of the month, because it is a natural thing. I mean, all women have it to a certain point, then you get, women of a certain age, like my mother, who'll tell you in a minute, I don't have that problem no more. But it's something that you will have to endure as a husband, but you really shouldn't have to know about it unless you, hugging up to her too close and she say, back up, buddy, not right now. Other than that, you shouldn't even know. Or unless you have a real bad attitude, and she say, don't take it personal. It's just that time of the month. Okay. But other than that, you should never, ever know. Put a pin right there. Ladies, that's even if you have, let's say you have an issue down there. Let's say you have like a ingrown hair that just plop right there. That's something that you never want to let your husband see. No big bump with pus or, anything crazy. You were down there trying to shave because, you ran out of Nair. You down there trying to shave and then you got a big cut or blister. That's when it might not be your cycle week, but it's something where nothing can happen. Because he should never see that sort of thing. Especially once you have kids. We watch a whole person come out of you. And it looks like a bunch of ketchup and mustard down there, when all that stuff is happening. And that's a lot to see. However, other than that, we shouldn't see all that blood and stuff like that unless you get sick and we're caring for you, okay? And then that is for better or worse, you know, and whatever. God will grace you the strength. But other than that, it's something that we should never see or know about. All right. And it's just like you should never see a streak in our underwear while you're doing laundry. All right. It should never ever happen. If you know, and if you do, your man is nasty. Do you hear me? It's because he's nasty. You know, people talk about me, but I take a whole kit with me to the bathroom, especially if I'm not at home. Going to the bathroom because you got to be clean. All right. So to help you, sir, I would just say you got to have a conversation with your wife. And you got to let her know, like, you know, hey, waking up to bloody sheets is really scary because, you know, I don't know if I'm in a crime scene. I don't know if you stabbed yourself or what. So, you know, that's not cool. You know, going to the bathroom and this blood trickling down the toilet. No, we can't be on that program, all right? And see, again, some women, I guess you're not trained. It's just like women who think it's appropriate to wash, you know, their cat in the kitchen sink. You know, you're just not trained. So you just have to let her know, you know, babe, you got to check that toilet. You know, if you know you're on your cycle, you know, it's not enough to just plop down and then get up. When you get up, you got to kind of look back like Lot's wife. You got to just, you ain't going to turn into a pillar of salt. You know, you just have to look back and you have to check and make sure that you haven't left, like he put it, any little gifts or anything of that nature. Because I'm gonna tell you something. That's one thing I cannot deal
just say
with.
you gotta have a conversation with your
I can't deal with it. And so, Penny. Oh, great. So Penny's talking. She said he should not know unless she has symptoms like headaches and cramps. Oh my gosh, no, sir. I don't want to see his extra bumps. Absolutely. No. Anyways, keep a Kroger bag in the bathroom when it's that time of the month. You can put your personals in there and trash them. Absolutely. Always check the toilet when you are done. And no, not the cat in the kitchen sink. Yes, that's excellent advice, Penny. I appreciate that. Because yes, leave a bag in there and then you can just dispose of it when you're done. I mean, that's simple, right? It's so simple, but I mean, you should never, you know, leave, you know, just, you know, you done, and you know, if you use the tampon, you pull that little string and it look like a red mouse. You don't just leave it in the trash where he can just see it. No, that's nasty. You know, at least roll it up in some tissue, or you know, but really, you need to put it in a bag because a lot of times that stuff carries an odor. All right, and so you don't want to be putting it in trashes, and then your husband walk in and it's smelling like shrimp shack. You understand what I'm saying? So you want to make sure that you take it and you just dispose of it. All right, but like Penny said, you just check behind yourself. You know, I don't know what that's like with blood, you know, whatever. But obviously, sometimes it may happen. It's just like, you know, me and we wake up in the morning and we Arm & Hammer strong. Sometimes that big old toilet bowl, it just be like, woo. You know, you're trying to go to the bathroom and accidents happen. So what we have to do is we have to look and say, uh-oh, and clean it up. You know, I keep Clorox wipes right, you know, next to my sink in the bathroom. You know, now I don't have many incidents, you know, at this point in my life, but it's there just in case. I have children. You know what I'm saying? And you know, you just wipe it up and you keep moving. But what you're not gonna do is come to my house and see little yellow dots and you know on the toilet, yellow dots and you know no. That's nasty. All right. So, you know, caller, I just want to encourage you that I'm sure you're not the only person out there who's ever gone through this. Your wife is nasty. Yep. Yep, she is. She is trifling and she's nasty. And what she's doing is nasty. However, you need to help her. Because that's your wife, for better or worse, to, you know, to death do us part, you know, and it sounds like you're at your wit's end. So you're going to have a conversation with her. You know, I wouldn't let her know in those words that she's nasty, but she is. So you're going to have a conversation and say, babe, you know, look at the toilet, you know, make sure that, you know, if you're a heavy bleeder, if you got to put on a Depend, don't come to this bed and leave all that blood on my sheets. All right? Because, yeah. All right? Same thing, when it comes to disposing of it. Penny gave us a good example. Uh, oh, she said flush. Penny said you can flush the tampons. Tampons are flushable. Okay. All right. So now I thought they expanded, but I don't know. Hey, I thought when you put them in, they expanded so that they could absorb. Okay. Wonderful scent of pine, saw baby. Have a combo and put things into place and help her, sir. Line the sheets with a towel. She can get rid of the towel. Absolutely. Line the sheets with a towel. But sir, I'm gonna be honest with you. If it's that heavy and she's lining the sheets with a towel, I may go sleep on the couch for the time being. All right. So I hope I've helped you with your questions. Of course, if you ever have a question that you want to ask, please email me at pastorrontodd@gmail.com. I will help you the best I can, and Penny will be back here live and live in color to help you as well. But my time is up, people. We time flies when we're having fun. Don't forget, we'll be back here same time, same place next week. Remember, go after what God has for you. Do not worry about any haters. And like my new motto for 2020, if you're going to put something on Facebook to try to get back at somebody, make sure they care. Y'all have a good one.
To magnify you, I came to bless your name and give you praise.
You've been listening to the Ron Todd Show, heard every Tuesday evening right here on WVTC Radio Detroit. If you have enjoyed this broadcast, won't you consider liking and sharing this with a friend or a family member? We'd love for you to share it to your Facebook page. Thank you for tuning to WVTC Radio Detroit. We are WVTC, winning victory through Christ. The views and opinions expressed on the previous broadcast are those of the authors and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of WVTC Radio Detroit, its advertisers,
WVTC Radio Detroit. You can find us on Facebook, YouTube, our website, www.wvtcradio.com, or download our WVTC app from the Play Store for Android users and the App Store for iPhone users.